Sure. My name's Paul Inman. I'm the Provost Chancellor and Dean of the Faculty of Technology, Design and Environment. And my relationship with the Oxford Brookes Documentary Club is they came to me for money, crudely. Was in a former life was a documentary filmmaker before I moved into working in universities. So maybe they saw me as an easy touch. I'm joking. I mean, the thing is, it's a really good initiative and you would want to support it. So I'm in the position now in life where I can do that. So for me, whenever you see students and staff get together on any initiative and they're doing that side by side, and this evening you saw people who were students and staff together, and people who've just walked in off the street probably as well. But an initiative like that's centred around documentary for me is has nothing but good, you know. The fact that quite often we just let life go by and we don't understand that we shouldn't take things at face value, and documentary filmmakers have always they taught us how to see properly, and to understand that there are many ways of telling the same story using the same raw material, and that truth is a contested territory. Documentary makers are good like that. So I only see advantages. There's only ever advantages about getting people together, and especially like here where we're looking at feature film documentaries in an audience. This is sort of material. Blackfish, the film that we've seen tonight, been on British television before, been on television all around the world. It's a very well-known documentary, but you can't beat watching it on a big screen. The funding for this documentary club, that's where it stands alone. Quite often people will ask you, well, in life, you spend money on this, but why aren't you spending it on that? I mean, that's just one of life's questions, isn't it, really? I've always been faced with those questions. But for me, you can't beat activity where students, staff, actually, and the outside world. I don't like the idea of university being hermetically sealed. It's the fact that people can get together and enjoy something is great. The money that was available to support this is money we have available to support similar things. We support all sorts of things for public art, for the Human Rights Film Festival, the Outburst Festival at Pegasus. I mean, there's a whole load of things which we set aside money for to encourage behaviour. So it's not money that's coming from one place that's robbing somebody else. It's not like that at all. It's a lovely question again. It's a lovely question, and it's journalistic. So if you do this, something else has to stop. I'm not sure I kind of go with the balance of that life's at all like that. What's actually happening at Oxford Brookes and in the faculty that I lead is that we've been trying to find a space where we can encourage the media programmes to have a better space. And I don't mean just a physical space. I just mean to have a future. And for that to happen, I've looked, as my colleagues have looked at, where this kind of provision is done throughout the university. At the moment, we've got it happening in a number of places. It makes much more sense, I think, to bring those things together and get some kind of critical mass behind it. So at the moment, we are only in discussions about it. There's no announcement yet, but we're talking with the staff who were affected, just to see how this could work. And we're out to consultation with those staff at the beginning of April, in less than a week's time. Yeah, the thing, at the end of the day, I mean, we split things into departments, divisions, sometimes in some universities, faculties, schools. I've worked in universities for over 15 years now, and I've done every version of the way you split things up. I have a view that sometimes the splitting up of things for bureaucratic reasons actually gets in the way of what you're trying to do. So I lead a faculty of nearly 4,000 students with 6 departments. What we're just looking at is where a discipline will work best. At the moment, we've got what you would call loosely media activity happening in 3 different departments across the university. And the problem is, if you don't get critical mass, those programmes are sometimes can be faced with closure because you haven't got enough people. So we're just trying to think of a better way of actually focusing the resource. And so the negotiations that are happening at the moment, very amicable negotiations, are happening between two of the departments. One's the School of Arts, and one is the CCT, Computing and Communication Technologies. Those two heads of departments are talking together how best to make sure that we've got those programs in the right place.